Hello, it's MattyFBaby back with a little Jungle Cup action. Today we're looking at my first Jungle Cup tournament, and this is my team. I ran Noctowl, Vigoroth, Fortress, Lantern, Venomoth, and Victory Bell. It's a pretty meta team. The only thing that's really missing from main meta squads are going to be Graveler or Golem, and then a Venusaur, you know, where the Victory Bell would be. But I like my team for this tournament, and you'll see how it performed here, and we'll figure out what I want to do for my next tournament next week. We'll see what we use for that, but I really enjoyed this team. I didn't really feel like I ran up against anything that I didn't have a Pokemon that was able to handle it, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Alright, so for game one, we were leading Venomoth onto a Fortress. That is not a great lead for us in the slightest. We're going to switch over to our Vigoroth. So from Venomoth to Vigoroth, we eat the first Heavy Slam. Figured it had to be a Heavy Slam or a Rock Tomb, something I can take. My opponent elects not to switch out. He keeps his Fortress in, which is good for us because we need our Vigoroth to take down this Fortress. It's the only Fortress counter that we have on the team. So he's going to get to another Heavy Slam, a Rock Tomb this time, sorry, and we elect to shield this time and try to down him on fast moves, which we're able to do. So as the next Pokemon comes in, we have a Body Slam and it's Heracross. So I'm pretty lucky that he didn't just switch to Heracross straight out the gate. That could have really turned the tide for this, but I'm also lucky that I do have Venomoth ready to go. So we're going to bring him in and just farm up as much energy as we can. We have to burn our last shield, but we're just going to down it on the fast moves. The confusion really hurts the Heracross. Yeah, so in comes a Vigoroth next, and we have a Psychic ready to roll and are going to be able to get to a Silver Wind and finish him off. So there's game one. And then, so for game two, I want to go with a safe lead, and I decide to go with my Vigoroth. If he did lead the Fortress again, then I would be in a great spot. If he led with something like the Golem to counter my Venomoth lead that I used before, then Vigoroth would have a good matchup against Golem as well. He leads with the Abomasnow, which we also have a good matchup with. I wasn't 100% sure, but I do know that we're going to do heavy damage with our counters. So as you can see, he has to use 2 shields, and we're able to not use any shields. So Vigoroth takes down the Abomasnow without using any of our resources. And then the Snorlax comes in, so that's another Pokemon weak to our counters. And it turns out that it must be like the Lick Snorlax, the one that has a ghost move, because we're just sitting there tanking those fast moves like nothing. So Vigoroth does a really great job for us there. Now we bring in our Victory Bell to finish off his Vigoroth. We don't really need to shield here, but we just shield here. Keep it nice and simple. And we're going to down him before we get to Acid Spray. So that's the first round. Next, we're going up against an Enraged Robot. We have a horrible lead here, hoping that I can catch his Alolan Raichu or his Lantern or his Vigoroth on a lead. Or even the Ivysaur wouldn't be too terrible compared to a Venusaur, but it wouldn't be very good either. I was hoping to catch one of those 3 Pokemon, and turns out it's going to be something that we don't want to lead against. So we're going to be both switching. Now it's Lantern versus Vigoroth. We're able to get to a charge move and break his first shield, and we're just over here eating some Body Slams. Wondering if we can get to another Thunderbolt, and we are not able to get to another Thunderbolt, so that's going to be no bueno for us. So we bring the Razor Leafer back in. Vigoroth's going to be able to force our shield with the Body Slam, and we're just hoping that we can Razor Leaf him down without having to use a second one or lose our Vigoroth and our Victory Bell. So it is able to wipe our Victory Bell, so that's going to be a very bad start to this round for me. Next comes into Ivysaur. This is a great matchup for us though. We're going to try to farm it as much as possible. My opponent still has a shield. I still have a shield, so we're just over here farming. We know we can eat the Sludge Bomb or the Power Whip, and we were going to go in Heavy Slam, trying to get him to use his last shield or finish this Pokemon up. So he elects not to use his last shield. Then in comes the Noctowl. We do have 1 Heavy Slam ready, but that's not going to be enough to KO it right here. So that's unfortunate that we don't have Rock Tomb. You know, we have Earthquake as our second move to really help us out with Lantern, and we're almost able to get to another Heavy Slam and just by the hair of our chinny chin chins. He's going to take us down. So GG's for that first one. Next, we'd like to lead Vigoroth as like a safe lead. He does the same. So he's going to come in, and I'm going to try to piggyback off of him. And yeah, so he's going to do his charge move. We both kind of wait till the last minute. And I shield there, send my charge move off, and then I'm able to get the next one back to back. And you can see I get that. He's going to use both his shields, and I'm going to let my Vigoroth go down and take the shield advantage into the next Pokemon. So that was my thought process there. Like, I'd have a shield for the rest of the match, so that could save me, and I'd be able to farm a little bit of energy off this Vigoroth. But here's what I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting him to be able to get to another charge move. So the Body Slam does come in, but we like to still save our shield, knowing that Noctowl can handle that. He can take a Body Slam or two. He's going to bring in his Noctowl, and so we elect a Sky Attack. I need to go look at the matchup and see if Psychic would be better. But the Sky Attacks do its job right here. They do their job right here. It's almost going to take him down, but not quite. He's going to be able to get to his Sky Attack and force us to use our last shield. But that's okay, because now we're going to have plenty of energy, and luckily for us, the Ivysaur comes back in. So we have the Ivysaur just is not going to be able to handle this Sky Attack and a few of these fast moves, but I also had a Fortress in the back ready to roll as well, so that's good for us. Okay, so we both do the same thing. Vigoroth leads. It's going to be playing out the exact same way, except for a little bit of lag right there. So he's going to get off his first. I'm going to shield. I'm going to piggyback off of him. I'm going to do my Body Slam and then another Body Slam. And yeah, he's going to be using both of his shields. And I'm going to let my Vigoroth go down again. It worked last time, so I'm hoping it could work this time. But something does change in this match. This time I am able to down him before he gets another Body Slam off. So I'm feeling really good, unless he has a different team comp that really waxes us up. So he does have the Lantern here, so it is a different team comp. We're going to go ahead and bust off the Psychic. You know that's going to be way better than busting off a Sky Attack. Then after that, I switch over into my Fortress, thinking I want to go and try to eat a hit. So I eat this Thunderbolt and then get to farming on my Fortress, wondering what he has in the back, and it is Noctowl. So right here I'm like, dang, I was really hoping he had Ivysaur in the back again, but that's not what happened. But that's okay, because we got Heavy Slam right here. And he's going to go ahead and get his Sky Attack off. We're going to let that hit us. And now it's our bird, our big bad bird, Noctowl, versus his big bad bird and the Lantern. So we're hoping that this Sky Attack can down him so that we can go into the Lantern match with the shield. We know the Lantern shouldn't have very much energy, but yeah, we're going to be able to down him after that. And now I'm looking at this like, oh goodness gracious, that Sky Attack is not going to finish him off. Can I get to the Psychic? And I can't get to the Psychic before the Water Gun downs us and before he's able to get to a Charge Beam or a Thunderbolt. So yeah, it's a very GG. Now here we go. This is against one of the top rated players out here, top 300 global. And yeah, I win the lead right here. But the problem was I didn't bring a hard Vigoroth counter. So I'm just sitting there like, all right, I'm gonna switch, but then this is when I realized it. So I make a mistake here. I think I should have switched into my Vigoroth, and that's where I lose this match in my opinion. I should have switched to my Vigoroth because he's gonna have a Venusaur on the way back, and now I'm gonna have a Lantern and a Vigoroth. So Venusaur is gonna be able to do work against either of those. And yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, that is where I lost this match. My opponent played it really well also. But yeah, so he brings in the Noctowl next. After that, Vigoroth went down and not able to get to our Silverwind. And so we bring back in our Lantern, just thinking, let's go get this Noctowl down. It's going to be the best option against this. I don't know what he's got in the back, but we took that hit, hoping it was a Sky Attack. It is a Psychic, so he's able to down us there. I still think if I did shield that, I still think I'm going to lose this game. Yeah, because now I use my shield, and he has that Venusaur in the back, and it's just ready to come in and just down us. We don't got any shields, and it's going to be able to get to that Frenzy Plant pretty heckin' fast, right? So yeah, he's going to go ahead and take this match. Almost downs us with the one Frenzy Plant. We go ahead and send another Body Slam off. Like, you got to keep fighting, right? You got to keep fighting. You can't ever lay down. So, all right, so we go into the next match, hoping that he tries to counter our Lantern lead from last time with the Venusaur, but he does not. He goes back with the same Noctowl lead. So we lose that lead after winning the first lead. And we bring in our Vigoroth. We're going to try to take down his Noctowl with our guy Vigoroth. And you're going to see him get off a last second charge move with this Noctowl. That's going to really turn the tide of this game. Oh, I thought he did that here. Maybe that's... Oh, that's later in the match, not against Vigoroth. My bad. Okay, so he brings in his Vigoroth, and we're countering. He's able to down me before I get off to that other body slam. In comes my Lantern. And we're just going to try to farm energy right here with our water gun. And yeah, he's going to be able to get some body slams off on us, and that's going to do some pretty decent work to us, you know. Even though it's not going to do the same as Bulldoze, it's still going to hurt us. So right here, he's going to bring the Does he bring the Noctowl back in? I think he brings the Noctowl back in. No, here's the Venusaur. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, he's going to... I don't know why he would have brought the Noctowl back in. But anyways, we're going to heavy slam and just try to get this Venusaur down as fast as possible. That's all we're really worried about. So this is where he gets the extra attack, the extra charge move. So we're going to go ahead and shield here, and then we're going to hit him with the heavy slam. And this is where the Noctowl gets an extra, gets like the last second 1 HP charge move off, and that's going to be what turns this game. Because if we go back into Venusaur versus Fortress, and we take this Frenzy Plant, we're gonna be able to survive this Frenzy Plant, right? And then we'll be able to get off a heavy slam. We'll be able to get off this Thunderbolt. So yeah, and then we would have won this game too. So we're gonna go ahead and lose that round 3. So now we're at 2-1 for the tournament. Here we go. We have Venomoth versus Vigoroth to start round 4. He's got a pretty standard team. It's pretty similar to mine. It's just one Pokemon difference. I got Victory Bell where he's got Golem. And so we're going to switch into our Fortress to try and be able to tank the fast moves and the charge moves. In comes his Noctowl. We're up in a shield though, so that's pretty good. And yeah, we're going to go hit up a heavy slam. And he's got a Sky Attack ready to roll. We're just going to tank that this time. And we know we'll be able to survive, but didn't know we'll be able to survive that hard. And we're just hoping we get to another heavy slam and just not quite. That's okay because we still do decent damage just with, even though it's resisted, the fast move damage is pretty decent against Noctowl with the Fortress there. Alright, so in comes our Lantern, and we're just over here tanking moves, trying to down him on water guns before he gets... before he gets to another charge move, but that's not the case. But thankfully it's just a Sky Attack, so we're still up 2 shields to 1. We have a Thunderbolt ready to go, and in comes Vigoroth. We're just going to send a Thunderbolt. We were thinking about Hydro Pump, but we didn't want him to shield it. And yeah, we wish we would have Hydro Pump, because that does a lot of damage to Vigoroth. So we switch in our Vigoroth to counter his Vigoroth. So they're just over there, countering away. We decide to finally use a shield, and we're just going to Body Slam. We're just going to be body slamming bros. And so, yeah, he's going to come back in, and we're almost going to have enough for body slam, and we do get it off. So we get off one more body slam on this Venomoth, and now we have Lantern in the back with that water gun damage, able to do work, and we beat him out on fast moves. So as you can see, he almost had us down on fast moves, but we were able to get him down on fast moves. So very GG right there, very close. Alright, so here we lead Lantern against his Vigoroth. Last time he had the Venomoth lead. I'm pretty sure that was the Venomoth lead. And yeah, so we, yeah, it was Venomoth lead. So we're, yeah, anyways, we bring in our Vigoroth. And we're going to take this first body slam and just try to get him to go down or use his first shield. So we didn't use our shield, so we're trying to gain a shield advantage or a Pokemon advantage. Right here I'm debating, but I'm like, you know what, I think I might be able to down him on fast moves, and then I'll have a body slam ready to roll. But that's not the case because he's going to go ahead and switch out. That's okay because now we can body slam this Venomoth, and we were able to bust one shield. So we each got one shield busted, and now we're going to bring in our Noctowl to try and finish off this Venomoth on fast moves. And we're thinking he hasn't had a chance to get up to Confusion, so it's going to be either Silver Wind, maybe Poison Fang. Yeah, we'll be able to down him and be able to tank that hit. because we resist the Silver Wind. So in comes his Noctowl now, and we're going to just farm up a little more and then send a Sky Attack off his way, which he's going to take. We each have one shield right now, so I've got the back-to-back, and this time he's going to block that one, or else his Noctowl is going to be pretty heckin' hurt. I'm debating if I want to let mine go down or not, and I don't, but I switch in to my Lantern and just try to farm a little bit more on the Lantern. I'm not sure why exactly, because all he's got is an almost dead Vigoroth in the back. So yeah, we're going to be able to take that. So now we're 3-1 through 4 rounds. So right here, we win the lead, Vigoroth versus Golem. This is round 5, we're 3-1. And he's going to switch into a Venomoth onto our Vigoroth, and we switch into a Noctowl. So we win the switch advantage and the lead advantage right there. And we're able to just come in here and farm, but we don't want to farm too much with Noctowl because we either have to use another shield or we're just going to go down. So he's sending off the Sky Attack, we're able to bust one of his shields, and now we're like, do we shield or not? And we don't. So we're just going to tank the Silver Wind and, almost get the Venomoth down, but I'm not too worried about it because the Noctowl did his job for me. He almost took down the Venomoth and I saved my shield, so I just got rid of that counter, and now we've got both his shields busted. So we decide to use one of our shield. We'll still go into the rest of the match with a 1 shield lead, and we'll have plenty of energy on our guy, the Viggy boy, DK Donkey Kong. So he brings in his Vigoroth, but that's okay because we have body slams powered up and ready to roll. We're going to send the first one out and then switch to our Victory Bell, and we're going to tank. We're not going to tank, we're going to shield this first one and just protect our Victory Bell's health, hoping that, whatever comes in the back is a Graveler, so we didn't really need to protect his health, but yeah, we're just hoping that we'd be able to get to an Acid Spray on whatever came into the back. So here for game 2, we won game 1, we have Heracross versus Lantern. This is a pretty alright matchup for us. We're going to switch into the Noctowl at perfect timing to tank this Mega Horn and not have to use a shield. I'm hoping to get it down, but there we go. We lost the switch advantage though, so we are going to take heavy damage with our Noctowl. And right here I make a mistake. I think I should have just let my Noctowl go down, but we wanted to go bust this Psychic off. We know it's going to do a lot of damage, but I should have just sacrificed the Noctowl and brought in somebody to farm on the Graveler. So that's a mistake that I made. I have 2 things that can farm off of it. I'm going to switch into Lantern again and keep my Victory Bell in the back a surprise so he doesn't know what both my last 2 Pokemon are. And I decided to tank that one, but I'm down really hard right here. He's got a shield advantage on me. It's 1 shield to 2 shields. He brings the Heracross back in. I have to Thunderbolt to at least bust a shield or KO, and we're going to try to get a Thunderbolt, but he's able to down us on counters, so it's not looking too hot for us. We're going to try to Razor Leaf him before he gets to his Mega Horn. Not able to, so we do have to shield that. It's going to do a lot of damage to us. And last, we already took care of his Graveler, so it's going to be someone that counters us, and it's going to be the Noctowl, and it's going to be a wrap right there. So here we go. This is the crazy end of the tournament. If you watched the World Championship in Dortmund, you might have seen a similar play. I do some very shifty business here. I also make a mistake right before I do the shifty business. I just got in the zone of just, I don't know why I did what I did, but we'll just talk about that in a second. So alright, here we go. Noctowl versus Vigoroth. I'll tell you about the mistake and the shiftiness. So Noctowl versus Vigoroth, and yeah, we're just gonna Sky Attack. And sorry, I'm just thinking about the rest of this match that's going to come. It's pretty crazy. So he's going to go ahead and use a shield on our first Sky Attack and then hit us with a Body Slam. We elect to tank that. So we're up on shields 2-1, trying to get to another Sky Attack before we get down and before he does a Body Slam, and he just gets the Body Slam off. So I elect to shield and send a Sky Attack. And we're hoping that it's going to either wipe the Vigoroth or give us shield advantage. So we still have shield advantage, 1 shield to 0 shields. We're going to switch in to our Lantern, and we're going to be able to tank this hit. It's just going to be a Body Slam and not a Bulldoze, and we're going to try to finish off his Vigoroth with some Water Guns and not have to use our last shield, but that's not what happened. We have to use our last shield. So now, who's he going to bring in, right? He brings in, and I'm just ready to click Thunderbolt. He brings it. This is where I make the mistake. I should have just saved a few hits and Hydro Pumped, and now his whole Pokemon's gone. But right here, I felt the Rock Blast coming. I switch over to my Vigoroth to tank that, and I'm able to bring in the Lantern right back in, finish him off with 1 HP. He's got Noctowl in the back from her, and we're able to send a Thunderbolt off and finish off the Noctowl. So yeah, it was just some shiftiness, and I got very lucky right there. But very GG to everybody in this tournament. God, what?
That was fucking stupid.
That was crazy.
You seriously had one health left on what? What was it?
On Lantern, just barely.
Lantern.
Like, that's where the
Thunderbolt?
I know, that's just crazy. I know, I'm sorry. I don't deserve to win that. It's like, it's lucky. 1 HP.
Please do. We have a great community down here in San Diego. Like San Diego, I would say is one of the strongest communities that I've seen, and I'm very proud of San Diego because everyone's really supportive of each other, and everyone kind of like always makes sure that the community is always like first to like, you know, first to like pull each other up, you know, when we need help and stuff.
That's what happened today. We restarted the tournament to give some people some help.
Yeah, you know, sometimes like, you know, we just gotta bite the bullet and just do what's best for, you know, for the people who do come late and stuff like that. It's what it is, you know. But hopefully I can join your tournament sometimes, or you know, you can teach me a few things for PvP.
We'll be battling soon remotely.
Yeah, 30 days.
I'm excited for it.
I'm excited too. Yeah, man.
Hey again.
Hey, congrats on third, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. So what was your key tactic? What do you think the hidden juice?
Grappler or Vespiquen?
Oh, and Vespiquen, okay.
Yeah, Vespiquen tanked like 3 body slams from Vigoroth.
Hey, that's a lot.
Yeah.
All right, Vespiquen. So maybe I'm gonna go Vespiquen on my next tournament.
Yeah, Vespiquen's a definite must. Also, good shield base with X Scissor into Power Gym against like flying as well. So yeah, it was fun.
Well, congrats on your win today. Well, that's a Jungle Cup champion right there. That's what they look like. Right there. That's what it looks like. GG, Kevin. Thank you for the love.
We'll see you guys next week. We'll probably bump up the tournament to 12 because we got Legendary Raid Day at, what, 4, I'm assuming, right? For Entei. But have a great rest of your day.
GG. Thank you,
Cheers,
Anthony.
man.
Thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having such a great community out here.
Excuse me?
Thanks for having such an awesome PvP community out here and help grow.
Yeah, we're making it grow here.
You want to shout out San Diego crew?
Yeah, shout out to San Diego Rainbow League and everybody here down here at San Diego in California. And we appreciate all of our competitors and players, and thank you.
Oh, thank you, Anthony. Be easy, man.
Take it easy.
Bye, guys.
Take it easy. Later.
If y'all don't go sub to the last hot sauce, then what are you doing, baby?
See you guys next time.
That's good. Be easy, man. Thank you so much, everybody.
Later.
Peace out, San Diego. So here's a look at our champion. You saw him already in person, and here's a look at the final leaderboard. I tied for second. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to everybody in San Diego for the awesome tournament. Yeah, it was really nice. It was in a nice venue, and just everybody was really chill and cool. So I appreciate y'all just being so welcoming. And thank you everybody for watching this. I hope that if you are new, that you decide to subscribe and watch some more PvP stuff with me. Yeah, I'm feeling like really shifty, man. Like just thinking about all the tournaments recently and how many matches, like how many rounds I just squeaked out in a game 3 with like 1 HP left. If you remember one of my rainbow tournaments, at both my rainbow tournaments, there was like there was the crazy Fortress versus Venusaur, where I won with the Venusaur against a Fortress at the end of round like 2 or 3, and then I remember in the very first rainbow tournament I did, it was Quagsire and Quagsire, and I won with like nothing left, and I just feel like real shifty, and I feel really lucky. So just want to say that, you know, I went 4-1. I did really well, but I feel like very fortunate again. So it's kind of weird. I feel like I always feel this way after a tournament. Like I feel like fortunate, and like, I mean, I think after this point I gotta stop like down talking myself and like saying I'm lucky and say that I'm shifty, right? I'm just a shifty little guy, just finagle and find ways to win tough games. And you know, I had to win against a very good trainer, and it was a very tough and a very lucky win, but I was shifty and I was able to do some good things and some bad things, and it turns out the good thing I did helps me just squeeze that one out the way I've done that in the past. So I don't know why I feel like talking about that. I guess it's because I always say like how lucky I am, and I am lucky, but I give myself some credit. I'm very shifty too, so I don't know why I'm talking about that, but thank you guys, and hope you have a good one. Peace out. Thank you for the support. License to draw. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to battle you. We're getting so close to battling. Thank you for all the love.